So I'm talking about Ankit Agarwal, who is the managing partner at Alteria Capital. Now, for those of you who may not know Alteria, they are India's largest venture debt fund. Should all founders even raise external money? I mean, when should they consider it? What kind of ventures are actually right for equity and for debt?
So I think it's an overused, somewhere abused word that, a startup is a startup when you are kind of valued by an investor and it had raised funding. But most of the successful businesses, if you would have seen, would have not have raised any external funding for many years in the startup.
People, entrepreneurs raise fund just for the validation, just to get into that club. But the mindset should be really to build a sustainable business. When you hear a deck, when you hear a pitch, what makes you feel like, yaar, ye banda to samajh mein aa raha hai? What are those 2-3 signals on the basis of which you said कि यार इसको पैसा देना बनता है?
Are you the right founder for a certain business idea? If it's an extremely wacky out-of-the-box idea, sometimes we want someone who doesn't belong from the industry. And if you look at Adit from Zepto, right, he had no background. He was a 20-year-old guy with he was a kid, right? And he's still a kid, and he had a vision of like larger than most of the large listed entrepreneurs in the country.
How do these loss-making companies who are burning cash over the day, I mean, how do these companies get billion-dollar valuations? I mean, so many investors ask me, यार profit कहाँ है? कैसे इसको valuation दे रहा है? I mean, so what's really behind those numbers?
Sure, it's definitely the most asked question for us, right? And most importantly, I think failure is not a taboo anymore. We've seen founders who have failed 2 times, 3 times, and ended up making extremely big in the 4th time.
Speaking of potential, I mean, you spotted Zepto, Mokobora, even before many others would have even heard their name, right? So, on an informal note, एक बात पता भाई, Zepto क्या हमारे छगनलाल कैंटीन वाले पावभाजी से पहले डिलीवर कर पाएगा?
I think that would have been tough.
If you had to give one golden advice to entrepreneurs listening right now to you on this podcast, I'm sure a lot of startup guys would be listening right now. What is that one biggest mistake founders make while chasing funding?
I think for me, the biggest one will be listen to your customers before you listen to your investors. I think one thing is for sure that given we are very blessed to be in a country like India today, that supply of capital is absolutely not a problem. But it's actually VCs and supply of capital which are chasing entrepreneurs and not the other way around. If you are a great entrepreneur, if you have a great business, there's no doubt of capital.